Scaling in your business means that you have to promote and promote some more. Reaching a wide audience doesn't have to be a painful process, and we're here to help you. Sign up for your sponsor ad today. You provide the product, service, or event that you would like to promote, and we do the rest. Enter and win a sponsor slot today. It's a win-win. It's cost-effective and meets your need. For more information, email helloaudacitypodcast@gmail.com or simply send us a DM. You're listening to Hello Audacity Podcast, where we highlight Audacity in business from startup to multi-level success, finance, health, wealth building, and the journey to self-discovery. The added bonus is that you get to learn from industry leaders and hear victory stories across the nation. Now that's Audacity. I'm your host, lashamariespeaks. Let's get into it. Are you a content creator, an entrepreneur, an authority figure in your market? Come on, you know it's important that we show up as the badasses that we are. But let's face it, it's not always easy. But what if I told you you don't have to navigate all on your own? That there really is a community of like individuals saying, lights, camera, action, let's get to this money. 111 Studios in Forest Park, Georgia is the ultimate creative space for content creators. And today we speak with LaLa Hubert, the founder and CEO. And we get the real on your studio options and broadening your perspective on how you can show up flawless and dominate. Hey now, hey friends and cousins. Thanks for tuning in another episode of Hello Audacity Podcast, where we showcase audacity in your business, your life walk, and matters of the heart. I'm your host, lashamariespeaks. It is so good to have this next guest on, and I have to be transparent. It's one of my goals to be to do something that she is currently doing. So this is going to be a good conversation. Thank you for joining us, LaLa Hubert, out of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes, ATL, shawty.
Okay. It's so funny. I read your name, and I love it when I see LaLa because that was my name, my nickname growing up. It was either Lele or LaLa.
Yes. And my first name is LaShandra, so we got to give for the Lashay, LaShandra, all the love out there. Yes, definitely.
Exactly. All right. So where do you come? I know that you're currently in Atlanta, but you're not from there, are you?
Oh no, I'm originally from California, San Diego via LA. I was born in San Diego, and then I went to school in Los Angeles up until 2014 when I relocated to Atlanta, Georgia to start anew and get away from them California home prices.
No, that's right. I know back in the day that was the thing to do. You went to Atlanta for what you could get for your money.
Yes.
That's why I ended up there. I'm originally from Detroit. So
yeah. I seen that you were from Detroit. It's a lot of people who relocate here from Detroit.
Of course. Now, I know that you are doing mighty things in the community there, and I was looking at your website and I was like, oh my God, a lot of people know that I'm very nosy, so I'll be up in your DMs if I think that you have something special. I do. I'll be like, I want her, I want him. So this is how you got most of you guys end up on the show, is because you're advertising something. I saw something that you're doing, you're promoting something. It's like, you know what? I like this. So yes. So what did you let's start from the beginning. Let the audience know a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is LaLa. And just this past January, I opened up a content studio in Forest Park, Georgia, which is literally 5 minutes from the city of Atlanta, and 10 minutes from the airport. The content studio has 6 private suites that are perfect for podcasting, film, videography, photography, short films, co-working space, anything that you need as a content creator. I have the space for it. My space is 1,500 square feet, and each room is decorated differently to kind of represent that content creator. And then on top of that, like, I wanted a community of creators, not just, here's a space, use it when you can, but let's build a collaboration. So every person that books with me, they get subscribed to this community that I'm creating. That's brand new for my brand, called the Creator Circle. And it's starting out as a series of networking events, because majority of people who book my studio are entry-level content creators. They're just starting a podcast, or maybe they have one and they want to take it to the next level. Maybe they've been operating out of their home and now they want something a little bit more professional, and they want the context and the resources to get to the next level. So I created this space and this platform called the Creator Circle. So right now it's just workshops and events. I meet people all the time, influencers, entrepreneurs, brand managers, people in marketing, legal, finance, and I want to offer them a platform to gain business and to meet other creators and hopefully find a new niche. Because if you're a content creator, you need to be an entrepreneur, and if you're an entrepreneur, you definitely need to be a content creator, and the two go hand in hand. So I wanted to build a space and a platform that bring those two things together.
Gotcha. Awesome. I think that is, of course, a prime area, not just because it's Atlanta. There are people that's needing studios and studio options. So that I know how amazing it can be to have that burden taken off of you, to come into a studio, set up, have it done. So those kind of services, those things are definitely needed in the community. But I want to let's even go back before that. What did you do? What did you do prior to this? I'm creating a content studio.
So back in 2020, everybody was starting a podcast, right? Like, if we was at home, it was a pandemic. So me and my friend, we started a podcast called Poppin' After 30 Podcast. And within that, of course, we talked about all things that Black women go through at the age of 30. And how you thought that at 30, life was over. I mean, we thought at 30 it was the end. But we wanted to create a podcast to show you, like, hey, no, you can still be popping after 30. I mean, I'm well into my 30s, about to be popping after 40, but life has just been getting better and better and better since then. So we created that podcast, and during those times when we were recording at my best friend's house, in her kitchen, at her dining room table, I was like, I wish we had a place to go to, a studio that either had the setup or that would allow us to kind of create our own setup or create our own set and really put this show on. But back then it was just an idea. I seen a couple of podcast studios that were starting to open up in Atlanta, but I never seen anything like this until more recently, when I seen the uptick of content studios just across the nation. So when I got to a point where I was like, you know what, what's the next step for me? What am I going to do? I've always wanted to start a business. I started looking at options. At first I was like, let's do real estate. And I was like, then the interest rates went up. And then I was like, let's do an event center. Like, that's popping. But I see how much work goes into an event center, right? You got to plan it takes you weeks to prepare for this one day. Then it takes you days to tear it down. Then you got to do it all over again. And it's something you have to really invest your time in. And then I seen this girl put out an ebook, and it was $25. And she had opened up a studio. I don't know where she was. She was like in Ohio or somewhere. And she was like, just get the lease and build the sets and then rent it out on Peer Space. And I was like, that sounds easy. So I got some business funding, found the space, rented, leased it out. It took me about 2 months to get everything up and running, get the business license, get open. And then
Wow.
since then, that's it. That's all the heavy lifting I have to do. Now it's just 100% marketing, advertising, getting the word out there, scheduling tours, going to networking events, talking to people, selling my services, creating new services, creating need. It's just all of that work on the back end, which is still a lot of work, but it's not as heavy lifting as like an event center. So once the rooms are decorated, they're decorated. Like I still have other ideas, but it's not something I have to turn over every week or every day. It's something I can constantly build. And then the great thing about podcasts is like, you have a show, that's the set you have. That's the set you want to use for the duration of your show, or that's the set that you want to use for your season, until you want to find something different. So throughout this process, initially my goal was to attract content creators. But on the flip side of that, I didn't think that it would be so many entrepreneurs who would use my space. And that's like that's been the bulk of my clientele has been entrepreneurs who have a tax business, or they have a salon, or they have legal, or they have businesses, but they have to be this content creator. So it's been a very, very great experience, and I've just been continuing to build. So if you needed a word on starting it, let's go ahead and do it. And I'm talking about at any level. You got one room and you got some interior design sense, go ahead and do it. And then you don't like it because it's like the turnover, you don't have to change the set. Just be like, you know what? I don't want it to be orange. I want it to be pink. Change. You know what? I don't like pink. Let's put blue, and then expand on that. But whatever you do, get started. It is not difficult to get started at all.
Wow.
I know I'm tucking you up, but like it is a lot of work, but it's not difficult. Anybody can do it. With you got some good coordination, you got a good eye, and you're not afraid to talk to people, you can definitely get started.
Oh, awesome. Girl, just inspiring. Your energy is just like off the charts. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
I was thinking before I didn't read a lot about your bio. I didn't know if you were doing this along with the husband or if it was along with the sister. So I did not know, if
it's me, myself, and I, like Beyonce said. Me is myself. I mean, honestly, like I have a few friends who have supported me because, once I get an idea in my head, I'm like, go, go, go. And I'm the type of person, like I'm gonna handle everything all the way to the execution, and then that's when I need all hands on deck. So I took care of everything, purchased everything all the way till it was time to put it all together. Then I was like, okay, let me bring my friends in on this. So they were here the last 2-3 weeks helping me paint, helping me to put furniture together, helping me to like really make this place beautiful. And all my crazy ideas, they were like, guess what, you gonna put that with the okay, let's see how that goes. So when they was putting the stuff together, that was like, wow, friend, this is nice. Like, you see my vision. But I'm definitely the go-getter type. I'm gonna march on with or without a team. And I'll build the team, because some people, and I mean, this is just some real tea, they don't believe it until they see it. It has to be right in front of their eyes for them to be like, oh, you did that. Like, so saying one thing, but actually seeing it. So even with the studio, I moved in silence. I didn't tell anybody what was going on until I was about to open, and I had a grand opening and was like, come see what I did. So people was like, what are you doing? Like, I ain't talked to you in 2 weeks.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes. Yeah. Just have to get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where you're located is awesome too, in Forest Park.
Yes.
So
Forest Park is amazing. Now people who live here, well, you lived out here, so I don't know if you've been to Forest Park, but it's real small, a little outdated. But because Atlanta is so expensive, And trying to get and do anything in the city is just congested. Like
Yeah.
everybody's in the city, and then you're gonna pay those in the city prices. So my location is actually off Jonesboro Road, right off 285. 10 minutes from the freeway, probably about 15 to 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta. And most of my business, very surprisingly, again, I didn't know until I opened. Most of my clients are coming from Henry County. They're coming from deep in the South. And they're like, wait a minute, I don't have to drive all the way to Atlanta to get a content space. I can come right here. So they're like 10 or 20 minutes south from me, in the area. So I picked a really great location. And just recently, I started doing some work with the city of Forest Park. And that's another great thing by working with such a small city. I talked to the mayor. The mayor has been here. The city manager has been here. The councilman, his wife was just here. So it's like I could talk to these local officials versus if I was in the city of Atlanta. No shade to the city of Atlanta, but it's so large. It's a little bit harder to reach out to your mayor. It's a little bit harder to reach out to your councilwoman and say, hey, I need help with this. Versus my council members are following me on Instagram. So it's some perks to kind of being in the city of Forest Park. And kind of being in a smaller community that's still mighty and still large, and great economic development.
Right. I did. When I went on your I think it's your website or somewhere, I saw your ribbon cutting.
Yes.
Pictures. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The city of Forest Park, they reached out to me, and they were first when I first opened. They had came and visited and took pictures and put me in a newsletter. And then just most recently, they reached out and said, hey, did you do a ribbon cut? And I said, I did a small opening. I didn't do like anything official. So they were like, well, we'll like to host your ribbon cutting and we'll bring out all the people. And then the Clayton County Chambers of Commerce also reached out. They partnered with the city of Forest Park, and they threw me a grand opening, which since then has been such a blessing, because it really let the city and the county know that I'm here. So, and then now it gave me a platform to get more involved with the city of Forest Park and Clayton County. So big blessings on that. And any entrepreneur, I suggest you connect with your city officials. No matter.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Get involved with the Chamber of Commerce in that area.
Yes.
So many benefits for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Girl. I know that when I was thinking about doing a studio, I wanted either a hall. That's what I really wanted, like a big hall, as you were stating, because I was an event designer at one point, making all of these, huge centerpieces for weddings and, baby showers and stuff like that. Inventory. Oh my God, it was too much.
Yes.
So love this space a lot better.
Right.
But I used to be creative in that way. So that's why I was like, oh, I can really, kind of separate my space when doing that. I think it's something in my mind, that just kind of, clicked for me. I'm still working very heavily in the HR community and kind of went into this realm because I've been interviewing people for 20 years. Yeah. So, I was like, let me see.
Yeah. I think it's an amazing move. I definitely encourage you to do it. And if you have any questions, I'm here to walk you through it. And I'll even send a little link for the ebook that I read. Because when I read it, I said, I know this ain't all she did. I'm like, girl, this is easy. Like, all I gotta do is get a lease, of course you need the capital, you need the money. But it doesn't have to be this huge, heavy investment. And if since you already have that gift of design and you're creative, you can DIY a lot. You can get furniture from Facebook Marketplace, the eBay, online Craigslist, and really put that thing together. And you only got to put it together once. And then,
Yeah.
and then when you decide to change it, then you can, okay, you know what? I'm gonna switch this color out and do something different. But
Yeah, that's the great thing about being a event designer. You
yeah,
can you can find some good deals
yeah,
everywhere. You just
yeah.
got to know where to look. I mean, I'll be off at some of the flea markets and antique shops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, you can be real creative and even find some things on eBay to make homes and spaces look like they're fabulous, and then be like, girl, you just don't know, I didn't spend that much on
Right,
that.
right, exactly. And because furniture is expensive, but you could find some good deals. I did do a lot of online shopping, like Wayfair, Amazon, but Home Depot has furniture. And then I bought a couple of pieces, like I would go shopping or whatever. But that was probably the most fun part, was the shopping part.
Right, I
Just
could
buying
just imagine.
everything. Yeah, the
Yeah.
design part. That was fun. Like putting that together and then like, ooh, that put, your
Yeah,
pictures board was popping. So
yeah.
yeah.
So were you always in were you in a media space before this as a career?
No. So
No.
so career wise, I'm a project manager for a transportation company out here. So and I came from project management healthcare. So I mean the project management side that helped me build this space. But no, I didn't. Outside of my podcast, I wasn't really big on media. And even when I started my podcast, I wasn't even big on listening to other podcasts.
Right.
People just came and was like, you should start a podcast. And then again, it was the pandemic. Why not? Mics are on sale. Get you a couple of mics, right? Get you a couple of mics and let's just try it out. So, so
Right.
that was just something we kind of dived into, and that podcasting community was very, real. It's a real community.
It
Um,
is.
so many people and
Yeah.
collaborating with other podcasts, so that was fun. But outside of that, no, I didn't have any content creation or media background. I'm a creative.
Gotcha.
I am creative. Like I did events when I lived in Los Angeles. I did event planning and event design. So I thought that was the space that I was gonna go into, but
Uh-huh.
no, it just didn't
Yeah.
go that way.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
Like, I actually thought for certain that I was going to be in that space. And look here.
look, right,
No,
right. You never know. Tell God your plan, and He'll show you something else. Okay.
that is so true. Now, you dived into podcasting, and I had several people who was like giving me these nudges, like, go ahead, do a podcast, and I was like, when do I have time?
Yes, yes,
And that
yes.
was one of my things, because you're still working your first job,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing multiple things. I'm a speaker as well, so I'm a writer, so it was just like so much. So it was
So
like, oh
much.
my God, I can't take anything else under
Yeah.
me. And then, but then, there was something there, and I was like, well, maybe.
Look at where we are.
Maybe.
Look at
Maybe.
this. So yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
the good thing about podcasting, you can kind of fuse what you're already doing into it.
Yeah.
So like if you were a musician, starting a
Right.
podcast would be great because you just have, interview other musicians and play
Right.
music. And I mean, yes, this whole other thing, but it could be relatable to any industry that you're working with. So that's a great thing about
Yeah.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been it's so funny. Each season has been absolutely different and wonderful. It's like I can see me like evolving. I
Yeah.
can see the evolution of Hello Audacity podcast as it unfolds to everyone, and how the changes that we're making between going to the next season.
Mhm.
So, and being able to monetize in that
Yes.
way. I mean, that's
So
the
see,
woo sponsorship.
I mean, because honestly, it's great. Like podcasting is great, but at some point, it has to pay off because it's still a cost to you. It's still a business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of people they dropped off because they weren't monetizing. They weren't making any
And
money
I
on sponsorship.
understand. I shared this a little while ago. I didn't think that there was going to be a season 3, because you do put in a lot. And for me, there are so many different pieces because of how I deliver.
Yeah.
And of course, there are systems that are in place for you to have to do something in one platform. It does performs all of these other things to take a load off of you. Sure, they're out there, but you're gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, and here's the gravy part. When I did not think I was going into season 3, so there was a shift in my life, and I solely get to do this 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And so I have went hard in, and promoting and getting people on, shows, more interviews, more networking. I'm also able to focus on that leadership speaking part of what I do, and drafting a new signature speech, so I'm lucky to do this. So, I had to get over the hump. Now, season 3 has come with a whole bunch of technology issues. I just posted something a couple weeks ago. But you know what? You just got to stay in it, because you just don't know when something going to pop off. You have no idea when that certain thing is going to catch fire. And that you have a responsibility to be who you are and believe in what you have.
Yes.
And so that was me when I started this. I really didn't think that this would go as far as it have, only because I fought it so hard. I was like, I don't want to be in front of this screen. I do good in person. And so I just had to keep going keep refining myself through the process. So it's been lovely. This is home. This is purpose. That feels good.
That is amazing. Like to be able to transfer and go into your purpose, like that is absolutely amazing. And I want to speak on one thing that you said about like stepping in front of that camera, because as an entrepreneur, like you have to be that personality. You have to be that speaker. You have to be that media host. And that's why I try to put myself out there to do more podcast interviews, because I'm like, I have to talk about my business. Like I have to go out there and I have to speak and I have to make myself this authority figure in order to drive more attention to my business. And it's that because, we're millennials. So I was the age of Black Planet before social media, and then I was the age of social media. So like just being an entrepreneur, and I mean really just having that content creator spirit. That's just been the messaging I've been trying to push myself and push to others, that you got to get out.
You're doing good in your message, girl. Phenomenal. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
That pitch was 100%. Okay. I love it. That is so true. Even when you have your podcast, you want to be on you want to guest on other podcasts. I always, make this invitation for everyone. And you'll be surprised how many people says, I want to, but I'm afraid. They don't know how they're going to show up. They're very nervous. And those are very, very real, real feelings that, things happen like that when you're doing something new and you're not used to it. And that's fine. And that's why, not just being a podcaster, we also have to lend that kind of mentorship and uplift people and say, you got this. This is your brand. I'm here to assist you. I'm not going to let you fall. We do this together. I'll lead you with questions and we can bounce it back and forth. Just be comfortable. And I think that's what makes that's part of what I love, is being able to connect with people so that they they're more seamless, and
Mm-hmm.
they actually act out and say, you know what, I am, I have no problem of being a big believer of self in front of this camera. You know,
Yes,
the walls fall.
yes, yes,
The
yes,
walls fall.
definitely. And one thing I did notice, because like a lot of people need our help. And even though that meant like maybe coaching wasn't the lane, because I didn't think that I would be a mentor or a coach, or do personal one-on-one sessions until I got this space. And
Right.
people were asking me, like, how do I start? What do I do? Where do I go? What are the resources? And I'm like, okay, well, how do I put the information out there, but still be able to funnel, and be able to keep this place going, and make money
Mm-hmm.
from my business? So I
Oh,
created
okay.
services.
Master class coming.
Yes, yes. So I
Master
created it.
class
I
coming.
was like, let me just start with a consultation. I'll do a podcast consultation, a
Yeah.
couple of hours. I'll work with you, and then I'll show you how I did it, so you can go and you can do it on your own,
Yeah.
and you can apply it to anything. So I started that, and then I started doing some kind of do it for you type, because I get a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that come in and it's like, I don't know how to do all that.
Yeah.
Do it. Yes, yes I can.
I
Yes I
sure
will.
will.
Here's the fee for it. And I have no problem with helping people get started and pushing them on their path, to entrepreneurship, or to podcasting, or to media. So it's
Mm-hmm.
been very just a really great journey, and I'm learning as I go. But I've had to do a lot of things that I didn't even expect. I honestly didn't even expect.
Right.
And I've only been
Yeah.
open since January. Here we are in October, and I've learned and met so many people. So
Oh,
along the way,
great, great. Well, let's talk about this, the creators circle. I
yeah,
know that you have events coming up. I've seen other events in the past, so this isn't. If we're airing this one, and we give a date,
okay,
she has them all the time. So just
yeah,
make sure you connect with her, and all of the information to get to her website, get to her studio will be below, for you can easily get to, right. But let's talk about this creator circle.
yeah.
This the networking. What kind of vibe is there? That I think that would be fun.
Yes. So the creator circle is just a network opportunity that I give my clients, and then some potential clients. So the goal, the event that I have, the next event I'm having is October 17th at 6 p.m. at the studio here in Forest Park. And what I do is I invite a influencer, media host, some content expert, someone who is actually experienced. They're either offering coaching services, or they're actually doing what people are trying to do. And I have them give a 30-minute workshop on a specific topic centered around content, branding, network collaboration, any kind of knowledge that is needed for entry level content creators. So the next one we're having is with B Carter. She is a media host, and she does coaching, and she's an entrepreneur herself. And she'll be coming talking about storytelling through branding and content creation, because it's one thing to make a video and put it out there, then make another video and put it out there, but what is that message that you're trying to portray to your
Right.
audience? Do you know who your audience is?
Yeah.
So she'll be touching on some of those points. And then I also offer these speakers an opportunity to really promote their brand, promote their
Mhm.
packages and their services. So it's just a way, like a kind of like a bartering system. You come in, you see my studio, you listen to a great speaker, she's offering one-on-one coaching, and then you get to promote your brand and ask questions, to maybe talk to someone who you wouldn't typically be able to interact with in an intimate setting. So
Okay.
we have, this is our second event. We had one a couple of weeks ago. So my goal is to do them at least twice a month.
Okay.
With the some expert, and then the next one we'll be doing, I'm planning out now, I'll have a lawyer and I'll have a marketing expert to come and talk about the legality around content creation, right? We don't think about that. We don't think
Yeah.
about when you create content, how is it protected? What if someone steals your content? What if you write a play? What if you create a song? How do you protect your intellectual property? And then,
Right.
it's so many, this platform, social media is so opinionated, right? You go online and you got this opinion about this celebrity, you can get sued for defamation of character.
Right.
How do you protect yourself from your online platform? So just things like that I want to provide knowledge base. And then through my connections, I'm working with a technology company who is going to help me set up the actual platform. So all of these workshops can be viewed online.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it'll be an actual community of creators who can, number one, if you know for your business you need marketing, you can go on to the platform and you'll find a list of knowledgeable marketing professionals that can help you with your business or any part of the industry that you're in. If you need a guest for your next podcast, you need a model for your fashion show, you need an actress for your play, you need a playwright for your book. I mean, whatever you need, I want to put all of these people and these resources in one place so
Yeah.
you can grab from what you need. Especially because it's so hard to do one-on-one networking. Like one-on-one networking rarely works, right? So you meet someone, they're great, they're awesome. Maybe you can use their services, maybe you can't. But having an online platform will allow you to access the resources that you actually need and pull what you actually need out. And then maybe in exchange, you offer some resources that other
Right.
people can use also. So
Right.
it's just a great little way to kind of barter and kind of exchange information and resources
Right.
on platform and learn. That's the main goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. And let's kind of debunk some notions that it is expensive to get studio rent studio space or time.
So
It so I always run into people and people say, "Oh, I can't do that. It's too expensive." Have you called? Because it's really not.
it's not. And honestly, if you're going to invest in what you want to invest in, right? Because you'll go to Starbucks, and I hate to say this because I'm that part. Like, if you want the coffee and you want to eat out and you want to get dinners and you want to do all these things, which I'm not opposed to because I love doing all those things. We work hard, go treat yourself. But if you have a passion for what you have a passion for, you're going to invest in it. Like, I don't mind spending $200-300 for a class to learn something new. As an
Right.
entrepreneur, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't mind spending, and I'm the type of person, I'll invest in something I don't even need just to be able to support the creator or support the entrepreneur, just to support,
Mm-hmm.
just to, build the connection or the collaboration. But if you really want that look, that aesthetic, and you want a good value add, and that's the big word is value, then you're going to make the investment. So personally for my studio, you guys can look at the prices now. I start at $60 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. You can do a lot in 2 hours in a place. If you went to the library to study for 2 hours, you can get through a couple of chapters
Right.
and really gain knowledge in 2 hours if you plan out what you're doing and plan out your content. So
Right.
so $120 to get started, and then I have monthly membership plans for those consistent content creators, and they're even more deeply discounted with my cheapest plan, it being a bronze plan, which is $225 a month, which is, again, it's an investment. It's a place where you can bring in guests. You're not at home. You don't have to bring guests and strangers to your home. It's something that you can expound on and not only just do podcasting, but bring in your production crew, shoot a video,
Right.
shoot a commercial. Like, it's so multifaceted in the studio where you can do anything if you know what you want to do.
Right. Awesome. Good,
Yeah,
good, good.
good.
That is definitely a good resource to add and have these events to keep you guys together to continue to be a support to
Yeah.
other individuals that are content creators and trying to get to the next level. So yeah, good stuff there, girl. I love it. I can't
Come
wait
on to
to
the
take.
content owner
Yeah,
space.
yeah. I have to come there and take a tour. You know, I spent 20 years in Atlanta before I had moved. So I'm there pretty often, actually giving a conference 2025 there.
Okay. Oh,
So yeah,
dang.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Let's go to brunch. Come through.
yeah.
I mean, this space is so multifaceted. Like I just can't even put it to words. Like you really have to see it in person. And then every time, and I swear, just before we jumped on, my videographer was up here. And he came up here before me to meet me. And as I'm getting out the car, it's a guy. He's like, "What is this?" And so I'm talking to him, and it turns out that he's a big star in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
He's a big musician in Ghana, really known around Atlanta. 30,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
And, I mean, like has his own recording studio. And I'm just saying that's just right here outside my door as I'm pulling up. So
Yeah.
it's like a space you can come here and then you might walk through, come through, and like just a couple of days ago, there was an interview that one of my podcasts did with another young lady. She was telling me she got an interview with Angela Yee.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So these are people who are involved, and like I said, it's all about the connection. I just, and who you meet. Just sitting
Mm-hmm.
up there for a few hours, you just never know who you're gonna run into. So
Good.
it's not just renting a space; you're actually getting yourself involved in a community, and you're getting the resources that you need to actually be successful.
Exactly, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
111 Studios. Yes,
111
I love it. I love it.
Studios.
Thank you
Yes.
for joining us today.
Yes,
Go
absolutely.
ahead. We're going to have you tell the people how to get in touch with you. I know it's right below, but some people, somebody out there is driving and listening to this.
Yes, yes. Please check out my website, www.one, the number 11 studios.com. That's www.111studios. And I'm huge on Instagram. You can DM me, I'll respond, and that's at one.11, the number 11 studios. The same is on Facebook and TikTok. Hit me up. And if you're in Atlanta, you can make an appointment on my website to schedule a 15-minute tour with me, or just give me a call and set up a time, and I'll meet with you. I'll hear about your podcast and kind of really get you started. I don't just, it's not just about the space. And all my clients will tell you, I stay on your behind. Okay, I will not let you. You say you're gonna do something, I'm gonna email you and call you and say, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, did you start? Did you get that banner? Did you get this? Did you sign up for this?" So again, it's not just a space that you're getting with 111 Studios. You're getting a community with real value add. So please follow me, like, comment, subscribe. Reach out to me, and then you can also reach out to Shay. She know how to get in contact with me. So, and we'll definitely stay in contact. That's not trust.
Yeah.
Girl.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, friends, fams, and cousins. This has been great. Of course, you're going to connect with her and get that studio time in. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it may be someone that you're connected to that need this service. Of course, share this video. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm out of here. Of course, every day, walk with audacity. Bye, guys.
Bye.